From the University of North Dakota, this is Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey.
Hello and welcome to Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey. I'm Tim Hennessy. Well, it's playoff time in the WCHA, and there were upsets around the league, but not at the Ralph, where the Sioux took care of business with Michigan Tech, winning 8-0 and 3-1 to advance to the Final Five in St. Paul. Got a full lineup for you today. Hailing from the port city of Duluth, Minnesota, Derek Forbort has opened eyes at every level he's played and already has 2 medals from world-class competition. A man of few words. We'll learn more about the freshman defenseman in our player profile. And there was a time when Tate Maris was out of hockey. But when the Sioux coaches came calling, he responded and strapped the pads back on. We'll learn more in our feature story. Stick around. Coach Hakstol talks about the playoff sweep of Michigan Tech. But before we talk to the coach, we have a question for you. Who was the last player to score a goal at the old barn back in 1972? That answer and more when we come back. You're watching Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey.
Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey is sponsored by Verizon, the University of North Dakota, Shields, Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Voller Insurance, and Dahlstrom Motors.
They're coming. Seems like from every wireless carrier. You may have heard them already, the doubtcasting, the empty comparisons, while they shout them at the top of their lungs to try to blur the lines. In the end, just ask yourself, does the network work? This is America's largest and most reliable network. Verizon, built so you can rule the air.
So overall, this is going to have a $300 million impact.
North Dakota Spirit, the campaign for the University of North Dakota. Join us.
It's a place to get a vibe shop, put shopping into overdrive. A great place to wine and dine, make a taste for jump and dive. Yeah, it's Great Forks, a great destination. Great Forks, they don't call it Grand for nothing. Stop, hop, chopped up into Great Forks. It's simply grand.
Before the break, we asked you who was the last player to score a goal in the old barn at UND. The answer, Gary Perper. Perper scored the 10th goal in a 10-2 rout at the University of Michigan. Welcome back to Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey. I'm Tim Hennessy with head coach Dave Hakstol. Let's talk a little bit about the playoff series. Second season for your team, coach, and you pick up a couple of wins against Michigan Tech. And you were there the week before, and you said that didn't make any difference going into this one. It didn't seem to. Going into the Friday night game, at least, you got a big early jump on them again, and they certainly couldn't recover from that on Friday night. The team was pretty good.
I didn't get a sense that there was anything carried over from the week before. We had a good week of practice, and Friday night the guys came out and played really well. It was a night of the big snowstorm and all kinds of stuff going on outside, yet the building was still packed, and we got it going early. Yeah, about the time the blizzard came in, so did your team come on to Michigan Tech, I guess, with another early start. And as you mentioned, good crowd as always at Ralph Engelstad Arena. And as we watch the highlights from that game and all the goals in that game, the thing that I think is most noticeable is all the traffic you were creating in front of their goaltenders. We were taking the puck to the net and we were getting bodies there. Even the first goal was off of Brett Hakstol taking the puck to the net. Here there's all kinds of traffic and chaos going on in front of Jeannot, and we whack in another rebound. I don't know that we scored other than one of the first 5 goals was maybe scored from more than a foot on top of the crease.
Now, there weren't a whole lot of line rushes for scores in this game, but you get a hat trick from Jason Gregoire, you get a hat trick from Matt Fratton. We think it's the first time that's ever happened that 2 UND players have scored hat tricks in the same game, but it was a big game for both of those guys, big game for the team.
Yeah, big game for the team, and you know, those 2 guys have been on a pretty good pace of late scoring, so I guess if 2 guys are going to do it, those are probably the right 2 guys. But you know what? It's not 2 guys doing it. It's everywhere. You see every one of these goals. It's everybody on the ice involved, everybody doing their part, and that's what it takes to win in the playoffs. Whether it's an 8-0 game or a 3-1 win like it was on Saturday night.
Fans got a chance to see Che Genoway back in the lineup. He had played the Saturday before, and it was nice to see Che back out there and doing what he does, and didn't miss a beat, did he?
Yeah, and he's gotten better each of the 3 games that he's played. He's getting more and more comfortable. He's getting back in game shape, and we're starting to see him do some of the same things that we're accustomed to seeing him do out on the ice.
5th shutout of the year for Aaron Dell as well, and that's significant. There's no doubt, regardless of how many shots you have to face, sometimes that makes it more difficult.
Well, yeah, it's sometimes more difficult to stay in the flow of the game, but Aaron did a good job staying in it. He had 1 bobble in the second, I guess in the second period. That was, you know, a little close, but other than that, he did a great job staying in it.
We're looking at Saturday night now after an 8-0 win, and this one was a battle for a while, and now when we see you finally get back into the game after they take a 1-0 lead, you're getting goals again. There's your guys around the goaltender.
Yeah, it's off of skating in. I mean, it's so tough to get to the net on Michigan Tech, and they were playing real good, strong, tight hockey on Saturday. They were taking care of the puck. They were keeping things to the outside. We come out in a couple minutes span and get a couple ugly ones again, just with traffic in front of the net.
Taylor Dickin trying to find something to go with Brock Nelson along with Joe Gleason, and Joe Gleason did all the work on that goal by Taylor Dickin for his first collegiate goal. Huh?
He did, and great job and great timing for Taylor Dickin. But it was a great rush by Joe Gleason and a good battle on a second puck to create the opportunity, and Taylor whacked it in.
And then polished off by the empty net goal by Matt Fratton and the stick salute that everybody comes to the Ralph looking for.
It was nice to see that on Saturday night.
Absolutely. Coming up on the program, the Final 5 is set, and it's not just the usual suspects in St. Paul. Andy was selected All-Colorado goaltender his senior year in high school, took home the Most Improved Player award from UND last year, but has never played a game for the Sioux. That doesn't mean he's not an important piece of this year's team. You don't hear much about Tate Maris, but you will next on our feature story.
And now your UND and Me starting lineup.
Kate Wilson, sophomore, English education, Rochester, Minnesota.
Ben Carlson, senior, environmental geography, Forest Lake, Minnesota.
Sinkeith Slater, senior, sociology, Minot, North Dakota.
Jesse Wolf, senior, communications, Beulah, North Dakota.
Be what you want at UND. Go.und.edu.
Golf is such a mental sport. It's a hard sport. It's hard to master. There's nothing better than the feeling of having a nice solid drive, just seeing your ball fly down the middle of the fairway is just a great feeling. My most rewarding experience is to have someone come in and say that they just love the clubs that you helped them get. I'm Taryn Hicks, and I'm a golf expert at Shields.
When the jump beats go like this.
Dixon Park.
When the jump beats go like this.
Hey. For information about summer hockey camps, go to fightingsioux.com or call 701-777-6595.
The University of North Dakota is a place where students thrive, where graduates succeed, where ideas are born, and research is driven by imagination. Experience our expertise. Creative, innovative, entrepreneurial, spirited. This is the University of North Dakota.
He's the backup to Aaron Dell and Brad Eidsness, two of the most successful goaltenders in the WCHA. So Tate Maris doesn't see a lot of game action, but Coach Hakstol will tell you he is an important part of this team's success. We're with North Dakota sophomore goaltender Tate Maris. Tate, Denver, Colorado, hometown, big city.
Yeah. It is a little bigger than here.
Yeah, most of the guys we've talked to are from small town here, small town there, but you're the urban boy.
Yep, kind of a different change headed up here, but love it. Both sides kind of get a different spectrum. So,
you had a high school career playing hockey in the Denver area, right, and you were a star. Now, who else was there? I noticed you were all Colorado senior goaltender. Who else was a goaltender in Colorado then? Who'd you beat out?
Well, there was Corson Kramer. He plays for Michigan Tech right now. There's a couple other guys. I mean, growing up, a lot of guys either chose the high school option or chose to play AAA elsewhere. Richard Bachman was there for a while.
High school hockey, they're pretty good?
It's all right. It's getting better. Like I said, with the AAA programs, that's kind of growing in Colorado, and a lot of kids are kind of switching over from high school to AAA now. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
What made you decide to put on gear and have somebody shoot a puck at your head?
A lot of different things. When I was younger, we got tickets to the Denver Grizzlies game. They were an IHL team back before the Colorado Avalanche, and really became a fan of Tommy Salo, who was there. And my mom, she would go to coffee shops all the time, and we'd go and became regulars and became friends with a couple of the baristas there. And one of the guys knew I liked hockey, so he'd shoot day-old bagels at me just when wasn't too busy. So
you didn't play for a year before you came here.
Correct.
What went on there? I mean, what was that by choice? Or?
No, it was kind of tough coming from juniors, not being able to find a place to play, and I just decided I liked it up here. It was kind of a hockey surrounding, regardless of if I was playing or not. Joined a couple intramural teams, a couple frat houses, needed a goaltender, and was able to stay on the ice quite a bit. And then back when I would go home, my old high school coach would help me out, give me some ice time back there. So.
Do you think you lost anything over that year?
Definitely, yeah. It was. I mean, it was a little harder ramping up to the speed. I mean, my first day of practice was a little tough, but you know, this is what I was working for and what I wanted to do. So. You know, a lot of what I learned growing up, being a smaller guy, was just work hard. So.
Tate, good luck. Thanks for this.
Thank you.
Tate Maris, North Dakota sophomore goaltender. Tate didn't play hockey his first year at UND. He enrolled as a student and joined the team as a sophomore. He was named to the WCHA All-Academic Team and received UND's Most Improved Player Award last season. Well, it was a special night at the Ralph on Saturday as the Sioux closed out Tech and got a look at the McNaughton Cup. Now, my son asked me, why didn't any Sioux players touch the cup, Dad, in the ceremony? Probably because it was polished up, he said. I said, I'm not so sure that's the reason. Coach Hakstol will explain when we come back.
This is a place where innovation abounds, a place where dreams come true, a place where creativity is a way of life, a place that fires our soul. Join us for the North Dakota Spirit Campaign. Together, we will shape the future of UND and North Dakota.
A great place to wine and dine, make a taste for jump and jive. Yeah, it's great Forks, a great destination. Great Forks, they don't call it grand for nothing. Stop, chopped up into Great Forks, it's simply grand.
The University of North Dakota is a place where students thrive, where they learn from leading experts, share in discoveries and create knowledge. Experience our expertise, creative, innovative, entrepreneurial, spirited, This is the University of North Dakota.
Dreams are forged. Character is tested. Teams are united. Champions win here. Watch the crowning of a new NCAA Men's Frozen Four champion April 7th and 9th on ESPN and ESPN2 in high definition. For information, visit ncaa.com/Frozen4.
Welcome back to Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey with Coach Dave Hakstol. I'm Tim Hennessy, and now the Final Five in St. Paul, Coach. But first, let's talk about a great night Saturday night, the final night for 7 seniors, their last appearance at Ralph Engelstad Arena. At least for a game, you'll have them out there and whipping them in practice, I'm sure, and working them like dogs. But Saturday night was a great opportunity for them to savor and drink in the ambiance of the great crowd and everything else. It was just a nice night.
It was. It's always a great night for the seniors when it can end on a note like it did on Saturday. Obviously, being able to accept the McNaughton Cup for a regular season of hard work, I think was pretty special for those guys. They know the meaning of that trophy and how tough it is to win.
Ryan Martins and Aaron Walski bring the trophy out. Makes me think of what was the line from Jake Brandt and someone else the last time they did that? The only reason why we're here doing this is because all the other guys are in the NHL and we're not.
Well, it was great to have those two guys back. Those two guys mean an awful lot to our program, and it was nice to have them come out and present the trophy along with Bruce McLeod.
And they had the shot with the 7 seniors around the McNaughton Cup, and of course hanging another banner and the team photo. But again, didn't touch the McNaughton Cup. I don't think it's because it was so polished up, as my kids said.
No, that's I guess that's a good take on it. But you know what? It was the choice of the players. That was their decision, and we talked about it last week. Coming into this week, right now, we are playing for the Broadmoor Trophy. That's what we're focused on. We have another step after that as well, but right now that's where our focus is at. And within the tradition of the game, to a certain degree, the guys decided to accept it. To accept it with honor, with pride, but not touch it.
Well, you didn't get a chance to do it as a senior, have that last circle around the arena, because they cut you off halfway through your senior year. But that's really something special. You had the 7 seniors around the McNaughton Cup, give the stick salute, and then they got a chance, as you mentioned, kind of just drink it in, just those 7 guys. That's really cool, isn't it?
Well, it's such a special setting and a special relationship that our guys build with our fans over a 4-year period. And I don't think the guys want to leave the ice, and that's just the entire atmosphere, and the biggest part of that atmosphere are the people in the stands. And you can't say thanks enough to the people that show up, as we said, through a blizzard Friday. You name it. People keep showing up, and they're there at the drop of the puck, and they help us win hockey games. And our seniors realize that, and that's something special, and it's tough to leave that ice.
And Shea Genoway, of course, with his 5th year, and it was really nice. He was very emotional after the game. And he thanked the rest of the seniors for allowing him to be part of their class. I thought that was kind of classy.
Well, that's Che, and he's done a great job of assimilating himself into this class and becoming part of the class. That's a true sign of a great leader.
These are guys that are very focused, as you mentioned. They didn't want to touch the cup because the last time they did, it didn't work out the way they wanted it to work out. So they're trying to do things a little bit differently. And I think their focus is the biggest thing that you have going for you, don't you think, going into the next couple rounds of games here?
It is. Our focus has been very good, and that has to continue carrying over to the next day. It's what you do the next day. It's how you prepare, how you practice, and then how you play on that next night out. And our guys' focus is very good. It will remain, I think, at a high level. I think we have that amount of trust in our leaders.
You don't know who you're going to play on Friday night in the Final Five in St. Paul. Does it really make any difference right now?
Well, both are going to be good teams. Both are going to be teams that are coming off of good playoff series wins. CC coming off a 3-game series with Wisconsin, Alaska coming off of a sweep with Minnesota in Minnesota. So both teams are going to be on a roll. Both teams are playing well. Whoever comes out of the Thursday night game will be at the top of their game. We've got to make sure we're there. We've got a week of practice to prepare for that and get ourselves to the top of our game.
See how it goes there. Well, it's not easy being a first-round NHL draft pick. North Dakota's Derek Forbort will explain about that. We'll follow the freshman's road to UND next. But first, we'll look back on our Fighting Sioux history. He was a first-round NHL draft pick and the son of a former Sioux assistant coach. He played pro hockey for 15 years. But where is Landon Wilson now? We'll have that answer and more when we come back.
When the jump beats go like this.
Kicks and blocks.
When the jump beats go like this.
For information about summer hockey camps, go to fightingsioux.com or call 701-777-6595.
The University of North Dakota is a place where students thrive, where personal connections matter, where classmates become friends, where leading scholars become mentors. Experience our expertise. Creative, innovative, entrepreneurial, spirited. This is the University of North Dakota.
There's no better way for me to start my day than with a good run. There's really no other exercise that gives you the same feeling. I ran the Lincoln Marathon. It was a great experience, and the adrenaline from the crowd was amazing. If you can get yourself to go for the run, it's going to feel good, and you're going to feel good mentally. When I help somebody, I like to ask them what they're training for and what's motivating them. I'm Missy Kahn, and I'm a running expert at Shields.
The answer to our Where Are They Now question, Landon Wilson's not playing hockey anymore, but he is coaching, now an assistant for the Allen Americans in the CHL. Sioux freshman Derek Forbort has a gold medal from the U18 World Championships and a bronze from the World Juniors. We caught up with the talented Sioux defenseman. We're with North Dakota freshman defenseman Derek Forbort from Duluth, Minnesota. Derek, nice to have you on, and I want to talk about Duluth a little bit. I know Mr. Hill told us that he was from up on the hill. You weren't from up on the hill?
Yeah, I'm from Duluth, unlike Ryan. He likes to say he's from Duluth, but really he's from Hermantown. So.
Duluth East High School, though, huh?
Yep.
Actually, what? Halfway through your junior year, you took off from there to go to the U.S. team?
No, it was after my junior year. So yeah, right before my senior year, I went to the NTDP out in Ann Arbor and had a really good experience out there. So.
That's a difficult situation for a kid that's 16, 17 years old to all of a sudden pack up, leave home, huh?
Yeah,
How was that?
I don't know. It was kind of a scary thought, but I don't know. The program's great out in Ann Arbor, so and just have all the guys your age on the team, and they really make you feel at home. So.
I like getting this opinion. In your opinion, is it basically up to each individual, isn't it? I mean, there's some guys that'd be ready for it, some guys probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, I was ready to leave. I mean, high school hockey in Minnesota was great, but I mean, I was just kind of ready for that next level, and I wanted to push myself to get better, and that was the next step.
Did you start skating 4, 5, 6 years old?
Yeah, I mean, in Minnesota, we always had a rink in the backyard, so. My mom ran a daycare too, so we always had huge games going on, and it was pretty crazy back then.
All right, so you go from the development team and then recruited at North Dakota. I guess a lot of people over in Duluth probably disappointed that you're not wearing a Bulldog jersey. Why North Dakota?
I don't know, it just felt right. I mean, coaching staff here was just great, like with the whole recruiting process, and I don't know, I mean, this rink's pretty amazing, so.
How about school? How many hours a week do you have to put into studying to maintain your grades?
I don't know, I'm pretty big on academics, so I don't know, I probably put in about 10, 12 hours studying.
Is that a lot? I don't even know.
I don't know, probably not compared to some people, but.
Have you enjoyed your time at North Dakota?
Oh yeah, it's a blast. Yeah, it's a good, fun school, and hockey's great, so.
And you'll be here for 4 years, right?
Yep.
Really? I think a lot of people would be happy to hear that. Maybe not the Los Angeles Kings who picked you #1, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Was that one of your best moments in hockey?
Yeah, that was just kind of it was just a really cool moment. I mean, my whole family was there and out in LA and everything, so it was pretty special.
Derek, a lot of fun watching you and watching you improve in the game, and thanks for being with us today.
All right, thanks for having me.
North Dakota defenseman Derek Forbort. Forbort has played in 33 games this year. He has 13 points, all assists. 3 of those assists came in his second game as a Sioux against Alaska Fairbanks in Anchorage, Alaska. Well, the Sioux are headed to St. Paul to defend the Broadmoor Trophy. Just who they will play is yet to be determined. We'll talk about that and the possibilities when Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey continues.
Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey is sponsored by Verizon, the University of North Dakota, Shields, Grand Forks Convention and Visitors Bureau, Voller Insurance, and Dahlstrom Motors.
And now, your UNDME starting lineup.
Elizabeth Schleicher, Senior, Occupational Therapy, Mandan, North Dakota.
Josh Ahorn, Junior in Clinical Lab Science, Bemidji, Minnesota.
Kirsten Oischer, Senior, Communication Sciences and Disorders, Gwinner, North Dakota.
Dalford John, Freshman in Commercial Aviation, Grenada, West Indies.
Be what you want at UND. Go.und.edu.
Studio One is a television show produced by staff and students at the University of North Dakota.
Here you actually get to do your own stories and you get to go out and talk to people and interview and learn about the cameras and everything that goes into like a live television production. I mean, it's incredible.
Give it a try. I mean, even if you're not broadcasting communications major, anything, I mean, it's worth it.
Welcome back to Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey with Dave Hakstol and Tim Hennessy. Coach, you go to St. Paul in the Final 5. Opponent yet to be determined, but this trip is one that's fun, and I know the players enjoy it, and it's in some ways kind of a reward for an outstanding season and for an opening playoff win, huh?
Well, Tim, it's such a special tournament when you get down there. You have fans from all the teams in the league there. It's a real league event. But obviously for us, it's become just a great event for our guys with the number of Sioux fans that are there, the excitement that surrounds the entire tournament. So there is a little bit of that element. It's a bit of a reward for a long, hard regular season for winning that first round of the playoffs. But that quickly gets back to the competitiveness of wanting to win the tournament.
The downside of it is you can't wear those black jerseys. The business suits can't come out in St. Paul, can they?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll find a way to make that happen. No, we'll be the top seed in our game on Friday, so we'll be wearing the whites.
Colorado College, Alaska Anchorage, one of the two on Friday night in the semifinals.
Yeah, it'll be a great game. Looking forward to it, and a great time of year.
Absolutely. That's coming up in St. Paul at the XL Energy Center. That's going to do it for our program. We want to thank you for watching Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey. And next week, the Sioux will be, or will they not be, hoisting the Broadmoor Trophy. We'll find out. And when and where will they be headed for an NCAA regional? We'll have those answers next time around.
And remember, if you have a question or a comment for or about the show, please email us at hockeyshow@und.edu.
And on behalf of Coach Hakstol and the Sioux hockey team, we thank all of our fans for watching Inside Fighting Sioux Hockey.